The highway was slick with rain, stretching into the ink-black night. Marcus gripped the steering wheel, the wipers flailing in a desperate rhythm against the downpour. His job kept him on the road late, and this stretch, notorious among truckers for disappearances, gnawed at his nerves. Shadows clung to the roadside trees like dark, whispering sentinels, while the occasional flash of lightning revealed the empty stretch ahead. The hum of his tires on wet asphalt was a constant companion, almost hypnotic, lulling him into a false sense of security. A sudden shape darted across the lane, forcing Marcus to slam the brakes. Heart hammering, he saw a young woman standing by the shoulder, drenched, with a tattered backpack clutched to her chest. She appeared fragile, pale, and terrified. Hesitating only a moment, he unlocked the passenger door. "Need a ride?" he asked, his voice wavering slightly. She nodded, sliding in silently. The temperature in the car dropped, inexplicably cold, like stepping into winter without warning. Her presence was unnerving. She didn't speak, her eyes fixed straight ahead as though she were staring into another world. The rearview mirror reflected a pale, almost ethereal glow around her, and Marcus's unease deepened. He tried to break the silence. "Where are you headed?" She whispered a distant name he didn't recognize. Every instinct screamed for him to stop, yet the highway stretched endlessly, a void he could not escape. As miles crawled by, the radio, dead just moments ago, flickered to life, static and a distant, chilling melody playing through the speakers. Marcus's grip on the wheel tightened. Each note seemed to echo in the hollow of the car, bouncing off unseen walls. The girl finally spoke, her voice hollow, echoing unnaturally, "Don't look back. They're behind you." He dared a glance in the rearview mirror, nothing but rain-smeared darkness. Still, the sensation of being watched crawled across his skin like icy fingers. Suddenly, she was gone. Marcus swerved to the side, panic-stricken, heart pounding. He jumped out of the car, rain soaking him instantly. No footprints marked the shoulder, no sign of the girl, just the wet asphalt glistening in the fading stormlight. The highway remained eerily empty, the sound of his own breathing deafening in the silent void. As he climbed back into the car, a chill ran down his spine. In the rearview mirror, scribbled across the glass in condensation, were words he couldn't explain: "Drive carefully. You'll never be alone." It was after midnight when Tara's GPS malfunctioned. The interstate curved endlessly, a ribbon of emptiness flanked by dense woodland. Signs flickered under her headlights, each more cryptic than the last. She had taken this route countless times, yet tonight, the landmark seemed alien, unfamiliar, almost sinister. Her phone lost signal, leaving her alone with the night and a growing sense of dread. Suddenly, the exit appeared, but it wasn't on her map. She slowed, curiosity battling apprehension. The ramp was overgrown, cracked, and choked with weeds. Against her better judgment, she took it, hoping for a shortcut. The pavement crumbled under her tires, and the headlights revealed remnants of old vehicles, rusted and abandoned, as if the road had swallowed drivers long ago. A faint whispering drifted through the air, like a chorus of lost souls murmuring secrets she couldn't comprehend. The trees closed in, their branches clawing at the windshield. Every turn seemed to lead deeper into a maze, the exit vanishing as if erased from existence. Panic set in, and Tara pressed the accelerator, but the road twisted unnaturally, elongating and looping. Shadows moved just beyond the edges of her vision, and she caught glimpses of figures, faces frozen in horror, reaching silently from the darkness. Her heart pounded, mind racing with disbelief and terror. Time became meaningless. Hours, minutes, or seconds, the twisted highway offered no clue. Then, in the distance, a dim, flickering light appeared. Relief surged, but as she neared, the light revealed an old gas station, abandoned for decades. Pump handles rattled in the wind, and a weathered figure in a tattered uniform waved from the shadows. Tara slammed the brakes, staring through the windshield. The figure dissolved into mist before her eyes, leaving only the echo of footsteps running alongside the car. Tara eventually stumbled back onto a familiar stretch of the interstate, shaken and exhausted. Behind her, the overgrown exit remained hidden, as if it had never existed. She never dared return, haunted by the whispering voices that sometimes infiltrated her dreams, urging her back toward the vanishing ramp. The highway had claimed her sanity, leaving her with only the terrifying knowledge that some roads are never meant to be traveled. Jason was hauling cargo through a long, desolate stretch of desert highway. The night was clear, stars scattered across the black sky, but the solitude was oppressive. His truck rumbled steadily, headlights cutting a path through the darkness. Somewhere behind him, another vehicle's lights flickered intermittently, too far to identify, too close to ignore. Hours passed, and the lights maintained their position, unwavering. Jason tried to overtake, to speed ahead, but the headlights mirrored his movements perfectly. Panic crept into his veins as the road seemed endless, a ribbon stretching into oblivion. Every time he looked in the side mirror, the vehicle behind him appeared closer, though he hadn't slowed. Then, he glimpsed the driver, a face twisted in agony, eyes black voids reflecting his own fear. Jason's mind raced. The radio crackled, static giving way to distant screams, overlapping with the groan of the truck's engine. He tried to exit, taking every off-ramp in desperate succession, yet the headlights followed, unwavering, relentless. Sweat streamed down his face, palms gripping the steering wheel as if his life depended on it, which, perhaps, it did. The highway had become a predator, the other vehicle a manifestation of inevitable doom. In a final, desperate bid, he veered off-road into the desert sands. The truck skidded, tires throwing dust into the cold night air. The headlights paused at the edge of the pavement, then vanished. Silence descended, suffocating, only broken by the truck's engine sputtering. Jason stared into the darkness, heart hammering, and then noticed deep tire marks behind him. There had been no vehicle in sight. Only his own truck's tracks, twisting unnaturally, leading in impossible directions. By dawn, Jason reached a small town, a living monument to normalcy, yet the terror of the night lingered. That stretch of highway remained etched into his mind, a place where pursuit and reality blurred. Some nights, when the desert wind howls, he swears he hears the same engine growling behind him, though no vehicle exists. And every trucker passing that road knows the tale: once the headlights lock on, escape is an illusion. Karen had driven for hours, exhaustion creeping into every muscle. She spotted a small roadside motel, lights flickering weakly, neon sign buzzing with electricity. It seemed a safe refuge from the long night. She parked, checked in, and climbed the creaking stairs to her room. The air inside smelled faintly of mildew and decay, yet relief weighed more than fear. The room was simple, furnished with a bed, a lamp, and an old television. As Karen unpacked, she noticed a strange pattern scratched into the floorboards, words written in haste, almost frantic: "Don't stay past midnight." Laughing nervously, she dismissed it as someone's idea of a prank. But the wind howled outside, and shadows in the corners seemed to twitch unnaturally. Around midnight, she awoke to faint knocking on the door. "Hello?" she called, voice trembling. Silence. Then scratching, like claws against wood. Heart racing, Karen looked around. Nothing, no one. She retreated to the bed, pulling covers over her head, but the scratching continued, now accompanied by low, guttural whispers, echoing through the thin walls. Summoning courage, she peeked through the peephole. No one stood there, yet the hallway seemed alive, shadows moving independently of the dim light. She considered fleeing but realized her car keys were missing from the table. Panic gave way to icy terror as the whispers grew louder, chanting incoherently. The air thickened, her breath visible, though the room had no source of cold. By morning, the receptionist found the room empty, a bed rumpled as if slept in, yet no sign of Karen. Only her car remained in the parking lot, doors unlocked, engine running. Locals spoke in hushed tones of that motel, where travelers vanish without trace. Those who enter after dusk rarely leave, and those who do describe scratches, whispers, and eyes watching from the shadows long after their departure. It was the final story Marcus would ever recount. A group of friends traveling late at night stopped at a remote rest area, their spirits light despite the hour. Gas pumps stood idle, and a convenience store glowed dimly in the distance. The air was unnaturally still, even oppressive, as if holding its breath. Inside the store, shelves were stocked but dusty, prices outdated. The cashier was a man in his 50s, eyes sunken, speaking in monosyllables. As the friends paid, a sudden chill filled the room. Outside, fog rolled across the asphalt, forming unnatural shapes, moving against the wind. One friend stepped out to investigate and vanished, leaving behind only a fading footprint. Panic spread. The remaining group tried to flee in their vehicles, but engines failed to start. The fog thickened, coiling around tires, headlights powerless against the unnatural darkness. Whispers echoed from every direction, each word clawing at the mind. Figures materialized, hollow-eyed, grotesque, reaching silently. The friends screamed, desperate for an escape that would never come. One of them tried running through the fog. Shadowy figures mirrored each step, faster, relentless. He tripped, and the darkness consumed him, leaving silence in its wake. When morning finally broke, the rest stop appeared normal, as if the night's events had been a hallucination, but the missing friends were never found. Only the faintest traces, footprints leading to nowhere, remained. The highway holds its secrets, and those who travel its length alone know the stories are true. Phantom hitchhikers, vanishing exits, relentless headlights, haunted motels, and cursed rest stops, each a testament to the horrors lurking just beyond the glare of headlights. And once you witness the terror of the highway, it never truly lets go.